Yo people, welcome back. This time the review for the Acolyte episode 5, and all I can say is that as a standalone episode this was probably the best one of the series. However, in comparison to the other ones, it's not really saying much since the other ones have been absolute rubbish. I'm going to start with the positives, which was the duels, the choreography. It wasn't great, it wasn't prequels level, but it was better than the sequels for sure. And it was better than a lot of the stuff that we saw in Ahsoka and in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Where this show sunk itself is that they said the duels in this episode would match or be better than Duel of the Fates. So when you put big expectations and you don't deliver, then you make yourself look bad and people will use that against you in the future. It's like when a guy tells a woman, oh yeah, I got a big package, and then when it's time to deliver, you got the micro. So you're obviously going to disappoint, woman's going to get triggered and GG's. So that's basically what Leslie's done here. Hyped up a fight, didn't deliver. It was still alright, but it just wasn't those heights. So now people are going to use it against you and shit on you. So that's the game. Anyways, the other good about this episode was the Sith guy, Darth Smile or whatever they're calling him. The actor, he did a really good job. And the show did good making him look powerful, both physically, mentally. The way he spoke was very villainous. He killed most of the Jedi, which I personally like. And when there's a lot of eliminations, that's just a bonus. The slight negative is that I didn't feel any connection to any of the characters that were getting killed. So when they would perish, it didn't affect me. I didn't care for the characters. I was kind of warming up to Jackie, but that's about it. Another thing, the deaths, very raw. There was beheadings and all sorts, so it's pretty cool to see that as opposed to your regular basic stab. Another thing quickly, his attire, it was pretty cool. After the helmet and that cape thing came off, he had a pretty cool robe situation going on, so shout out to that. One thing that is hilarious is that last week, according to the Disney shills and the Star Wars fanboys that just eat everything up and don't question anything, apparently the villain wasn't a Sith. He was a dark Jedi, and people were saying, oh, but you can have a red lightsaber and not be a Sith. And people were making thousands of excuses for it, so that the show wouldn't get roasted, so that it wouldn't break canon, all sorts. Now what are they going to do? What are they going to say? Please, if you're one of these people that said that he wasn't a Sith, tell me in the comments what he is. He has said himself that he is a Sith. So I know for a fact these people that defended the garbage, they must be kicking themselves. They must be just screaming in their rooms by themselves, deleting comments, deleting their accounts, smashing their phone. I know they are triggered that they just got proved wrong by the very show they defended. So humbelini for you. As for the rest of the show, it does look very likely that canon will undoubtedly be broken by the end of it, but we'll wait and see what happens. Who knows? Now let's talk about the bad. And I think Sol, he's getting a bit bland. At the start of the season, he was the standalone guy. He was the hidden gem. Everyone liked him. But for me, his character hasn't really done much since. He's just done the same thing over and over. If anything, he's been getting shifted to the side and we've seen less of him. So, yeah, all I can tell you is he's definitely hiding something. The Sith guy was questioning him, oh, why don't you say? Why don't you tell the backstory? So something definitely happened with Sol. It's gonna seem like maybe some sort of dark side thing. He did something messed up. But yeah, it's a shame how his character's being treated after showing so much potential at the start. Then we got May. She was on the wishy-washy, flippy-floppy behavior for no reason. She trained over a decade in order to kill the Jedi. Then the previous episode, she decides she randomly wants to be good. And then in this episode, whenever there was a chance to be good and help out, she didn't do anything. She ran away. And she also had a fight with the Padawan Jackie. So what are we doing here? Then, when she's with her sister, she becomes this abuser. It's so random. Basically, she wants to be with her sister, but if her sister dares to even leave again, she will kill her. We saw it when she burned down the witch's hideout. We see it now, where she literally took her clothes and left her to die. Super toxic, but whatever. Also, that scene was meant to be like a, oh my god, she killed her sister. To be honest, I didn't even react. I didn't even know what happened. It was so weirdly done. Even if I had have seen it, I wouldn't have believed that she was dead. I didn't believe that she was dead because Disney Star Wars just keeps bringing everyone back to life. So you never really know when they're actually dead to embrace that moment. And it's only after that you're like, oh yeah, they're not coming back. Okay, cool. They are actually dead. Another thing I didn't like was the Sith. The guy got taken away by these creatures, these birds. Yes, he escaped after, but it just looked very Mary Poppins. It looked very comical that a guy with a lightsaber, he just gets grabbed and then taken up. It looked a bit weird. But lastly, the power rankings. It took a little bit of a hit because in episode 1, May defeats the Jedi in about 5 minutes. Yes, you can say that there was distractions, but a win is a win. Here, Jackie gave a very, very good account of herself, which I don't mind, but it's kind of imbalanced and it makes the Master look like a pile of shit. Also, Sol, he didn't really do much. We didn't see him dueling as much. They'd always cut away or they'll do this weird edit or something. I don't know, it just wasn't as clear with him. But like I mentioned earlier, the Sith, he takes on 5 Jedi as well at once, and then he gets taken by birds. So very imbalanced. Now the only real thing to look forward to is that Sol backstory. What is he going to say that is going to be crazy? And obviously we're left at a point where the good twin is now with the evil guy and the bad twin is now with Sol, so they've switched places. Who knows what's going to happen? I'd only say it's interesting because the story has been so random and canon breaking that we just have no idea what's going to happen. Nothing will follow what has been built up. Not because the show has been written in a good way, that's not why there's interest. It's because it will be absolutely random. The main Sith will obviously die, but I'm not sure about the twins. And I have a cringe feeling that neither will, and they'll do this lovey-dovey thing and it'll be garbage. But yeah, as always, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed, sub to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you for your time.